Hey Fearminimalist, it's Sophia Lark of the Fearminimalist.com, providing trauma recovery tools to help women of color heal the mother wound. So you know at this point in your life what mother wound trauma has cost you. And you're asking, how do I move forward to heal the pain and to build a positive, healthy relational legacy for the rest of my life? In this video, I'm going to share my advice to you as Black and brown women on a potential path forward. So keep watching. For the best trauma recovery tips, tools, and strategies, be sure to hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell so that you'll always be in the know when I upload new content every single week. If this is your first time here today, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to be here with me today. I am also a survivor of mother wound trauma, a licensed professional counselor, a certified clinical trauma professional, helping women of color resolve the effects of mother wound trauma and build resilience. So many of us as Black and brown women come from backgrounds with collectivist traditions. And that means that historically the focus has been on building and preserving family and community relationships. But what trauma does is that it destroys that tradition by creating disconnection within ourselves, disconnection between each other, and disconnection from our culture and our communities. And trauma is often intergenerational. So disconnection from and distrust of our cultural traditions can have far-reaching consequences, such as the loss of our identity and the adoption of a more colonized perspective. And so healing requires that we dismantle the intergenerational patterns of trauma by owning our story and doing the culturally relevant self-healing work to heal, and creating a community circle of support that allows us to build healthy relationship, achieve post-traumatic growth, and to resist further oppression. So here is my advice to my Black and brown sisters of how we can heal the traumatic wounds that have often gone unspoken and unacknowledged in our communities. My first line of advice is for you to build the courage to own your story. Now, when I say build the courage to own your story, I'm not saying it in a way that is saying you need more, just build a little more courage and then you can own your story. That's almost like a religious person saying to you, you just need a little bit more faith and things will work out or whatever. That's not how I'm using this. I'm saying that build the courage in the sense that I believe in your ability to be able to do it if you have the right environment that supports that. If you find your tribe. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my new community, on Facebook, my Fearminimalist Mother Wound Recovery Community Support Group that actually provides a group support setting that prioritizes the needs of a woman of color, of Black and brown women. What are our needs? Often you hear about these trauma-informed groups that are, they're focused on safety and cooperation and transparency and all this and that. But when you get to the bottom of it, it's just like, I heard nothing about, one of the principles is humility and honesty. Being able to recognize the impact of a person's particular background, whether it's their race, their sexual orientation, historical trauma. A lot of those trauma-informed groups don't prioritize that. And so getting into a place where that is the case allows you to build the courage to start owning your story. So keep that in mind when you're looking to start talking about some of these things, because as I just mentioned a few seconds ago, in many of our communities, a lot of our traumas remain unspoken and unacknowledged because that is the culture. That's what trauma, that's the traumatic aspect of being in relationship, if you want to call it that, with the people that were closest to us when we were growing up. You can start to build this courage through that community, but also you can start with journaling. Maybe you don't have people, you haven't found anybody you can trust yet. So you can start doing it with journaling. I have a video that I made about a year ago now, and it's called Therapeutic Journaling. And it just walks you through this technique. It was developed by Dr. James Pennebaker. It's an expressive writing technique specifically for trauma or dealing with some small traumas, not what you call big T traumas, but it's a way to begin working on processing some of that. And so you can start with that. Another line of advice that I would give you is to engage with women of color specific trauma-informed support groups. So I mentioned that I have a new group. It's specifically for Black and brown women, of course, but it is really focused on prioritizing the cultural needs of Black and brown women based on our intersecting identities. So there are many various elements of our experience that intersect that can create oppressive situations, not because of some biological component, but because of the social political aspects of how historically those have been applied to us as women of color. And so there aren't any group that says we're for Black and brown women and we're trauma informed, and they don't prioritize the cultural needs, the cultural specific needs of women who are considered women of color. We're Black and brown women with particularly marginalized backgrounds. Then you're not trauma informed. I don't care what kind of sticker you're putting across the group. That is the focus. That is part of healing the intergenerational trauma wounds. Is that if we don't focus on specific culturally relevant needs, then we're not doing the holistic work that needs to be done. And so I have a link in the description here that you can click to the Fearminimalist Success Community, which once you join that, then you'll start getting all of these training videos and recovery worksheets that will come into your inbox every week. But also you'll have access to my Fearminimalist Mother Wound Recovery support group community. And that is where the transformation happens, because you get me live. And so you get to ask me questions, and I get to more specifically tailor answers to your particular question. You don't want to miss this, because the training is very specific to our cultural needs. And I don't always know the needs of a woman just because she's Black and brown. I'm a Black woman. I have my own experience, and other Black women have different experiences, but it's all tied to what our cultural needs are. And we just don't have enough of these. So that is my advice for healing the mother wound as a Black and brown woman. And guys, if you are ready to get into the thick of it and really do the hard but compassionate work of healing those various aspects, those nuances of that trauma from the relationship with your mother, be sure to join my Fearminimalist Success Community. Guys, it's free. There's nothing that you need to do. You don't need to pay for anything. It's free to join. Just click the link in the description below where it says the Fearminimalist Success Community. You will be added to our list. And once you are, you'll start receiving free training videos, recovery worksheets, and support resources like my Mother Wound Recovery Facebook support group, where I teach education-based content and provide practical exercises to help you build the relational legacy you desire. So guys, click the link below and you'll be on your way. Also, I want to invite you to connect with me on Instagram at Fearminimalist and Facebook at Fearminimalist, where we can have a deeper conversation about healing the mother wound. All right, well, thank you so much for hanging in there with me today. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed the video. And if you did, guys, be sure to like it and share it with your friends. Drop a comment below to let me know what you took away, and if there was something that you wanted to hear that possibly you were just kind of waiting on, but maybe I didn't say it, let me know in the comments below, and also let me know if there are any other kinds of videos that you'd like for me to make, and we will have a conversation about it, and hopefully we will make that happen for you. So be sure to let me know in the comments below. Also be sure to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell so that you'll always know when I upload new content every single week. And remember, the sun is going to rise and shine bright tomorrow. The question is, are you going to rise with it and allow your best self to shine? I hope you do, and I'll see you next time. Bye.